So the Pens have made some moves over the past couple of days as well, and maybe the Pens are taking on a new approach to how they're going to be running the franchise. And as I said a couple weeks ago, Kyle Dubas is not the main problem on this team. I think he's just a big scapegoat for a lot of Pens fans, and they just like pointing fingers at people. But at the end of the day, this guy's just trying to clean up Ron Hextall's mess. And with this trade right here, I think the Pens may have a little bit more of a direction, but, it's to be determined about, where it's going to be. So I'm just going to jump in on this trade right now. It happened a couple of days ago, but I'm just going to give my thoughts on it right now. So obviously, the Pens made a trade involving the Vancouver Canucks and the New York Rangers as JT Miller was the main culprit, as there was a lot of drama over in Vancouver with him. And there was really no other thing with him other than the fact that he was going to be traded. And with this move right here, it really did unlock a lot of the trade market right there. And he went on over to the New York Rangers, so that sent Marcus Petterson over to Vancouver, and as it did with Drew O'Connor, because there were a lot of speculations that Drew O'Connor could have been traded. There were a lot of speculations that Petterson was going to be traded there as well. And it sends back Danton Heinen to the Pens and another guy in Vincent Desharnais, a conditional first-round pick, and a forward who is currently playing overseas in Sweden and playing against European men right now at the fresh, ripe age of 18, and he probably is going to get called up in a little bit. So a lot of people have mixed opinions on this, as do I as well. So I'm just going to break it down right here. Obviously, losing Marcus Petterson is going to hurt us a little bit. He was our best defenseman, and you saw the defense trying to get some of identity with him. But I kind of knew at the same time that he was going to go as well. The writing was on the wall right there. This trade, though, it does fill holes that the Pens have needed over the past couple of years, as you're getting a young guy in the Swedish league and you're getting a couple of other guys that have expiring contracts, and they can be a part of the team in the future. But I don't know if they're going to be the full on, answers going forward. That's just my take on it. So you take a look at a guy like Marcus Petterson. He's entering his second stint with the Pens. We had him in 22 and 23, I believe. And, the thing with him is that the Pens weren't willing to pay his offer. So we let him walk after the 2023 season. And he did add offense to the team, more specifically in the even strength goals. He was getting a lot of those in for the Pens. And he kind of replicated that over in Boston as well. So overall, with him just being a better scoring threat and with him having that capability that Drew O'Connor didn't have, it sucks to lose Drew O'Connor's forechecking right there. And I'm not saying Heinen can't be good on defense, but losing that forechecking ability is something that's going to hurt with the Pens going forward. But he can add a little bit of defense. Basically, you're losing defense but adding offense right here. And this was a team that had one of the worst scoring teams in January. Then you take a look at Vincent Desharnais. A lot of Pens fans are like, oh, this team isn't physical enough. They're not strong enough. They're not going to be defending enough. And I think Desharnais does add that element right here. You're talking about a mammoth that's 6'7", over 200 pounds. So definitely right there. And he does add scoring as well. So I definitely think that we're going to be tougher on the back end right there, and we're going to be much more physical right there. This is a guy that was on the Cup run with the Edmonton Oilers last year, so he does add that element. And this was something that a lot of people hyped up Ryan Graves to be, but he just never really had that physicality to him. So Vincent Desharnais We'll see what he has to add. We'll see what he has to add right here. Then you get a conditional first round pick as well. And the condition here is that if the Rangers finish in the top 13, they keep the pick, and it pushes this pick back to 2026. So we got to hope for the best in that one right there. I mean, at the end of the day, we're getting a first round pick right here, so that's it right there. It can help us out with the farm. And definitely I do think that this Melvin Fernstrom kid, if I'm saying his name right, these some of these hockey names are hard to pronounce, but Melvin Fernstrom, he's in Sweden's league, like I said, so we'll have to see right there. In conclusion, um, I think this trade does have benefits for the Pens, and I do think that we can use these pieces going forward, but it does hurt us a little bit. Not that I think that the Pens are going to be close to competition again with this, but only time will tell. But anyway, those are just my thoughts down below. Let me know what you think. And I am Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.